Please, can we applaud her? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It's always interesting to be the first speaker because everybody's looking at you. They're like, okay, what are you going to say? I had written like 3 pages, but again, this is not a seminar. I had to write because if you leave me, I can talk for England. But anyway, my name is Daberechi Jewel Ike-Obioha. I was a student, 2021 to 2022. I studied media and international relations. What else do you know about me? Yeah, I moved to the UK 2021. I'm what some people would describe as a serial volunteer, if that makes sense. I figured that in life, my aim or path of my vision or passion has just been to help people and groom them into like being who God has called them to be, or like producing the vision that God has called them to do. So I like to describe myself as a serial volunteer or like a serial helper. I would start by this, like how this gathering came to be firstly. I think myself and Kehinde were just talking a couple of months ago, just one conversation. Like, Kehinde is so very interesting. We were just having one random conversation, and she was like, what do you think of this idea? And I'm like, it won't be bad, though. What if this is this? And she's like, okay, we can actually do this. We can actually. The next time, Kehinde has sent me PowerPoint slides. She has sent me stuff on WhatsApp, and she's like, what do you think of this? How can we do this? How can we do this? And it's just amazing to see that, I mean, we're up to 20 people here, and it's just brilliant. So basically, we're talking about leveraging opportunities in the UK. It's an interesting concept because, again, I think most of us here are students, some of us are working, some of us are married, some of us are singles. So opportunities definitely mean different things to everybody. It might mean like opportunities in the terms of job. It might mean opportunities in the terms of, okay, I'm done with my school, what next? It might be opportunities in the terms of forming community. I always tell people, for me, something that has kept me in the UK generally is the community that I've formed, the friends that I have, like the people that I've met along the way. And for people who know me, like once I talk to somebody once and I feel like we have a vibe, it's difficult for you to get rid of me. Like, you cannot, because I would be in your face. Ask all my friends that know me, I would be in your face. I'm like, okay, how can we go? Where can we go to? Like, how can we just sit down? How can we talk? How can we just build each other up? And for me, that's very important. And that's basically something that I want to speak about and like encourage us to do today. Just trying as much as possible to form communities. Because even if you're seeking jobs, even if you're seeking accommodation, there's some information that you have or that you want that another person has. So during my time as a student, I had the opportunity to serve as the postgraduate officer for my time. And it was interesting because I got to meet like different postgraduate students. I don't know if you people know, but there's something called like the UEA hardship funds. And most people didn't know about that. Like, how can we access these funds for like a semester or a month? Like, if you apply, the UEA is able to like give you certain amount of money to offset your accommodation and certain basic expenses. In my time, most people did not know that. And at least the fact that I was able to share this information out, and I know 1 or 2 persons who got, who had the opportunity to like get such funds, it made me excited and it made me happy. Kehinde, one time when we were talking, she was asking me, what's my story? That's what people always ask me. I've always been someone that loves politics. So how did I become the postgraduate officer? That's another question I get. People ask a lot. And it's an interesting story because before I came to the UK, I actually, pitched myself for the job. So I already knew that I wanted to come and study. And when UEA gave me admission, everything, I'm like, okay, politics is something that I love to do. How can I make the best time? How can I make use of my 1 year in school? What can I do? How can I leverage my academic opportunities here in the UEA? So, I mean, I just went online and I just searched. I'm like, okay, what goes on in the student union in UEA? I looked up who the current postgraduate officer was then, or who the past postgraduate officer was, and I sent her a message, and she was like, oh, you're not even in the UK yet. don't worry, when you get in, just come to the office and meet me and we can have a chat. So when I came down, that was the first thing I did, like after orientation and all of that. So I went to her office and then we sat down and we chatted and she was like, oh, why do you want to be this? And I just told her, like, it's something that I love. And then most of the officers that I'm seeing there don't look anything like me. And I just want to give like people who look like me that opportunity. And as God will have it, like they had their whole caucus meeting, whatever. I want to believe she spoke up for me because the next thing I was getting an email saying, oh, that he'd had like a Senate sitting and vote, blah, blah, blah. And now like they had appointed me chair of the assembly. And it was so very interesting. And all my friends know that point, whenever we had meetings, like I always drag my people. I'm like, you guys have to come. You guys have to show representation because I can't just be here speaking and then there's nobody that looks like me in the meetings. So it was interesting to just see how many people that, will I say, that drive kind of like impacted and they were able to come for such meetings, even if we were just eating pizza and just drinking or just whatever, just chatting at the student lounge. So yeah, that was like one of the highlights of my postgraduate university education here in the UK. The other thing that stood out or that stands out for me is, again, it's information. I always tell people, as an immigrant, the most important thing is what kind of information do you have? And the kind of people that you surround yourself with also matters. I was talking to a friend of mine and she was like, oh, I just don't like going out. I like, if I'm not going to class, I just sit on my bed and just watch TV and just do this. And I'm like, okay, how do you want information to meet you on your bed when you are sitting down? You're not doing anything. You're not asking questions. You're not even going for activities like this. You're not networking. So how do you want information to meet you where you are? And sometimes, I think maybe also because of the weather, we just have this idea of, I cannot come and kill myself kind of mentality. And again, as an immigrant, I really don't think that idea, like personally anyway, I really don't think like that idea is something that would get anyone very far, especially in this kind of country that we are in. Information is what sets you apart. Information is what makes you better than the next person. You get where I am today. Oh, where am I today? Okay. Okay, so in my own professional capacity, like I do a lot of things, like I said. I work with an organization called Unconnected. And basically what we do is try to connect people to the internet. We look at sub-Saharan Africa, Asia, and some other like countries in several other continents where we are just able to like build sustainable digital infrastructure for these organizations. And again, how did I get to know about this company? Information. I was like, okay, what do I want to do? I've studied digital media. How can I best use my skill to serve the community where I'm at? And I just had a friend said, oh, there's this company I know, this is what they do, maybe it's something that will interest you. I'm like, okay, share their info. And the person shared the info with me. I looked at the company, I was like, okay. Someone like me, I don't reach out to like the least person. So I sent the CEO a message. I saw his email there and I sent the CEO a message. I was like, oh, this is who I am. This is what I do. If you're looking for ambassadors or people, I can just come on board and prove myself to you guys. And if you value my contribution, then we can be here. And the guy was he was so excited. Again, I'm the only person that looks like me in the organization where I'm at. It's like I'm literally the only black person. And he was so excited. We had a Zoom call and he told me, basically asking me my story. English people can talk for Africa. So he asked me my story, and I just told him where I'm from. He was like, oh, we're actually doing a program in Nigeria. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sign me up. I mean, we know the terrain. We will tell you how it goes. And basically, that was just like a 30 minutes Zoom conversation, and the rest they say is history. And also, I volunteer for another organization called UN Women. And again, how did I get to hear about this information? I was in a group meeting. I had a friend who said, oh, Jewel, you've been doing things that had to do with United Nations since you were in university. What do you think about joining UN Women? I'm like, oh, what is UN Women? She's like, blah, 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 blah. We had that conversation. And She signed me up, got me in contact with the community manager, and I've been with UN Women now for like 2 years, I think since 2022. Yeah, and the opportunities are amazing. The networking opportunities are amazing. You get to meet people from diverse backgrounds. These people help your career in more ways than one. And again, I wouldn't have had this opportunity if I did not ask. If I didn't have this opportunity, like if I wasn't in meetings or if I didn't put myself out there. I think that's like one of the takeaways that I want to leave with us today. For you to leverage opportunities here in this part of the world, you literally have to put yourself out there. Like you have to ask questions. You have to like seek this information. That, for me, I feel like that's like very paramount, because if you don't seek information, information would not come to you. And the beautiful thing as well with the people that I surround myself with, I feel like almost all of us are like driven in that same way. We want to be better than we were yesterday. You get the reason that Keke founded this platform, the reason that we are here today is just because we want to give like the people coming behind us a softer landing. Most of us didn't have that. Like I knew how much we struggled. I knew when I came into the UK, I was carrying boxes, trying to go and look for the accommodation where I was going to stay. If I knew somebody, maybe the person would have come to help me with my box, even if it was 12 midnight I landed, you get. So the most important thing is just having that community of people that can help. And that's why this is more like it's not a symposium where I'm just here to talk, but it's just like an encouragement where we can just come together, especially as Africans, as Nigerians. And we used to say this thing where we see it common with the Asian folks, where they are always like united and banded. We can be that for one another and even more. Because the idea of I want to like supersede, or I want to pull somebody down for me to be up, that shouldn't like be like at the back of our minds, especially as we are here in this country. Like we're here to, I don't know why most people are here, but I just want to believe that we are here to make a better living for ourselves. We're here to give our families good living. We're here for greener pastures. We're here to just chart a better course for ourselves going forward. So for me, I just want to say that the takeaway that we should leave here with is just coming together, seeking information. If I have an information that can help my brother, I definitely would give it out, because to me, I gain nothing by hoarding information. If it's something that I know will benefit the next person, I always do that. And that's also the beautiful thing with the company that God has placed around me. If someone has an information, they share. If they know, oh, Gio will be good at this thing, they're like, okay, take this, do this. And the same thing with me. So I just want to encourage us that the most important thing is to share information and ask. Like, another thing is that nobody would know you're dying if you don't ask. If you don't ask for help. Some people are like, oh, I can't ask for help, I can't do this. In a place where you are a stranger, you really have to ask for help. That's the most important thing. You have to ask for help. Even if I can't help, I would know somebody that can help. Even if that person can't help, the person knows somebody. It's a chain, it's a network, it's a chain. So let's try as much as possible to ask questions, seek information. Definitely, there would be someone somewhere that can help, someone that can put you through, if it's a job, if it's accommodation, if it's a job, if it's accommodation, even if it's daycare for your children. I was having a conversation with some of my married friends, and they were telling me, oh, that they have these activities for children that the council organizes. I don't have children yet, but at least I've stored that information in my head. And when that time comes, I know how I can, who I can talk to, who I can ask concerning that kind of activity. So you never know where you would get like the information that you seek and that you need. So as our faces are different, so also our needs vary. So the most important thing is to ask. Don't be a silo. No man is an island, especially in this part of the world. So please, I encourage each and every one of us, ask questions, seek information, and even if myself can't help, if Keke can't help, we will definitely know someone that can help. We'll be able to put you through. So thank each and every one of you for coming, for taking out the time to come here today. I know it's not easy, but thank you for coming. I feel like this is the first step into leveraging the so many opportunities that we can actually offer throughout this journey of us being in the United Kingdom together. So thank you so much for listening to me.
So when you were talking about hardship funds, someone said, please, that she needs hardship funds. That's a joke, but on a serious note, thank you very much for sharing. I mean, there's a lot. Okay, someone said it's not a joke. No, they're not going to give it to everybody. I'm sure there's a criteria they're going to check. Yeah. All right, and then there's something she said again that stood out for me. She said she said she's a serial volunteer. Now, I don't think that all she does is volunteering. I think she does a lot of volunteering, and while volunteering, she's also doing paid work. So some people are scared of volunteering because they're like, how do I then pick up bills? But volunteering, conversely, opens up doors for paid work. So I really want us to, do a lot of thinking in the area of volunteering. So who has questions for Jewel? Remember we said we're not just coming to sit, because if you look at how many people are still students here, because these people that have graduated, they're even looking different. They're almost suppressing the rest of us. Don't just come and admire how fine they are. Ask them questions and learn from them. So who has questions for Jewel, please? Questions? Dotun, please come forward. Yes, I will. Let's applaud him, please.
Thank you. I think my question is regarding the volunteering. How do we, like some of us have, how do I want to say, some sort of experience from back home, and coming here, it's a different terrain, you're doing all sorts of jobs, and you want to kind of like start building the career path from here, but one of the easiest way to do it would be apparently through volunteering. So let me use myself as a case study. I'm a project manager back in Nigeria, I'm a project manager. I'm a project manager, and I want to have like a project management type volunteering opportunity. Where do I get that from?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would recommend an organization called REACH. It's REACH, and basically, like, REACH gives you several volunteering opportunities in the UK. I know someone like who got like a job from Rich, like they were volunteering at a particular company, and from there, like the company actually like employed them full time. They came on board full time. So Rich is a good company to go to. Also, like UEA career mentors as well, because I still have a mentor. Like he's still mentoring me. I mean, the guy carries my case on his head as well. So UEA career mentors also help. Depending on the kind of person that you are matched with, you can either ask like the careers team that you want like volunteering opportunities. Once you sign up, they send you like several lists of like volunteering opportunities. And if you get matched with a mentor as well, you can speak to the mentor and tell the mentor, okay, this is your field, this is what you want to do. If they know any company that is offering volunteering opportunities, you would like to assess, go into that. Also, another idea would be, depending on the company, if it's like a physical company here in Norwich, you can actually walk in. I'm sure like Abby will tell her story. Like you can actually walk into this place to say, oh, this is who I am. I want to. Maybe the first day they may not listen, but you come back the second day, you come back the third day, they would listen. I know a particular company that I wanted to do work for, and I sent the lady an email first time. I gave her 5 days, she did not respond. I sent her a follow-up. I gave her 2 days, she did not respond. I looked for her on LinkedIn. I sent her a message. I was like, I've sent you several emails. I'm sending you again. I just wanted to reach out. It was like after like 3 trials that she now responded. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was traveling. I'm just seeing your request. Okay, I'll attend to it shortly. I'll get back to you. So again, it's just being persistent. That's because some of them will form like they're busy and they don't see it. But it's just being persistent. Reach UEA careers, and also like going to like the company in person. I think that would do a whole lot of help as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Benjamina. So mine is not a question. It's actually a contribution in terms of opportunities. So there's an organization called Creative Access. They offer paid traineeships or paid internships. Creative Access. I think it's also important for us to seek out things that can help us pay for things. So, for example, from like your house to the site of the work, who's gonna pay for your transportation? there's this, especially like in non-vocational careers. So you say you are a project manager. I don't really know what career, sort of what discipline and career line you're in. But, project manager could be, to my IT. Okay, great. So you are rich. But if you are in like creative career, so I'm in anthropology, right? And so my sector is museums. And so, museum can be a very elitist spaces. And if you don't have parents or people taking care of you, it's very difficult to volunteer your time for free. And so this organization called Creative Access actually provides opportunities for people to do training, which is what, I guess also part of the purpose of volunteering, but paid. And so if you're in the creative industry, it's definitely something to look at. They do internships from like 6 months to 1 year, and usually the organization will later sort of employ you, or you can actually use that opportunity to apply for paid jobs in the industry. So I just wanted to flag that in case, because you said you're a project manager, but
Thank you so much. The information sharing, that's something people know.
Thank you. Thank you. You said your name is Benjamina.
yes,
Nice name.
thank you.
All right. Any other question for Jiro before we get our second speaker up? Are we learning something? Yes, we are. Yes, I am. I'm taking notes. And then I'm recording some things. I'll be listening on my way back home and reading.